Good morning, fools. Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast, presented to you by Music Never Stopped. I'm your host, Clint.
I'm your co-host, Chloe, and we're finally back in Nashville.
Well, we're all jammed up and we're ready to blast. It's time for Clint and Chloe's Music Podcast.
We made it.
Barely.
Barely.
Just about.
It's been a long couple weeks, so if you haven't been following the podcast, we went to England for a week, and then we were supposed to go to Dark Star Jubilee this weekend, and we did go to Dark Star Jubilee, but just for one night.
We arrived. We then promptly left.
Yeah, we saw the Wailers and Peter Rowan with the Sam Grisman Project, and then it started raining pretty hard, and we were like, let's just take it easy tonight. We'll go to the car. We get 2 more nights at Dark Star, so we'll just take it easy tonight. Chloe already kind of had a cold, and we didn't want to stand the rain and the cold. And then about midnight, 1 o'clock, Friday night, we had to rush to the hospital.
As a nurse, I'm a very bad patient. I've never been to an ER before that I'm not the one taking care of the people. And it was a pretty scary situation. It was a very scary feeling. We were also in Podunk, Ohio.
Bumfuck, yeah.
And
Licking,
Ohio.
Fuck, all my homies hate the Licking, Ohio
honestly,
hospital.
yeah, if you drive the extra 20 minutes to go the other direction, because they just did not want to treat anyone that was in there at all. It was kind of a bad experience, but we're back home now. We got a couple days of rest that we both just needed. And what can you do? You try to do everything, and life tells you not to sometimes, and you try to not listen, and we should have listened.
So,
and we'll get more into it in the back end and tell about the experience we had at the few shows that we did see.
Yeah, and we had banked on doing a few interviews at Jubilee. That fell through, so we had to scramble. We interviewed Sugarlegg.
Always such a
Fan
great
favorite,
interview.
yeah.
I mean, it's been so, from the beginning of the podcast, and we say it every time we interview him, he has been so supportive of what we want to do. And, it's such a mutual friendship. He's got all these projects that we just love to see him dig into. And it's just become a very nice friendship and relationship that we have.
Yeah,
with
they played
him.
in Nashville last week, and we were in England, and he called me, and he was like, hey, could you maybe find somewhere for us to crash in Nashville? I was like, well, I'm
You're
not
like,
home,
actually,
but
our house.
you can stay at my house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
him and his whole band and his wife, and I think
Someone else's wife, yeah.
Chris's girlfriend stayed too.
Yeah.
So they had a packed house here, and we weren't even here. But so yeah, we have Sugarlegg on the podcast today, and like I said, it was last minute, so that's why it came out on Tuesday. I also figured everyone was kind of have Monday off. I noticed that when the podcast, our holidays fall on a Monday, when the podcast comes out, it takes a dip in listens. So we already had so much going on. I was like, I'm not going to stress about getting it out Monday.
We're putting our bodies through enough. We can save the recording till we're home and do it right.
Yeah, and we have a ton to cover. Last week's we did kind of a brief intro and no outro because we were in England and doing family stuff, traveling. So of course we wanted to get the podcast out, but it was just too much to really sit down and dive deep into some things. So we have a ton of topics we want to talk about on the back end. I have an announcement to make regarding some live music going on in Nashville. So I guess we'll touch on that in the back end too.
You can do that.
Yeah, there's a bunch we're going to talk about in the back end too. But of course, we always kind of recap what just happened with us recently, and that's kind of what's been going on in our crazy lives right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's... Anything else you think that shouldn't wait till... I'm going to go ahead and...
Would you do your piece?
For my Nashville folks, and my folks not in Nashville, I work at a restaurant called Liberty House Cafe. Kind of a staple of Nashville. They have great food. Everyone that works there is awesome. Great people that own it. It's just a great place to work, great place to hang out. Even when I wasn't working there, that little break I took, I would go there all the time and work there. And they have this big garden, and I was talking with the owner, and he wants to do something with that space for the evenings because it's just a breakfast restaurant. Hours are 9 to 3. So he was like, hey, what if we did a little summer concert series thing, and you do all the booking for it since you know people in Nashville. And I was like, I would love to do that. So every other Friday this summer, we'll be putting on concerts in Asheville at Liberty House Cafe in the garden area. And it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for it. Tickets are going to be super cheap. You know, everything's going to go to the band.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great place to showcase local talent.
We did our first one. We weren't there for it, but the first one went on. We got a group of the Boone Boys.
Shouts out Ryan Heldman and those fellas.
Yeah.
And that was a 10-year anniversary party, so that was a little independent of that one. That one was free. There wasn't a full menu and stuff. But this one will be every other Friday, starting June 5th. We're going to have our first one next week with some of the guys from Shed Bugs. It's going to be super casual, like 5:30 to 8, you know, after work, before you really go out. I think June 5th, Yonder Mountain plays with Sons of Stars at Pisgah. So it's like before you go out to Pisgah, come out, have a beer, come check out some local music, say what's up. Tickets will be $5, maybe $10, depending on who's playing, how many people they have in the band. So I'm really excited for that. Shouts out to Dave for, you know, doing it and letting me be the person to book the bands. And we're going to have some great stuff lined up. We already have the first few lined up.
I'm excited.
I'm really stoked for it.
I think it's something that, I mean, I know you can pop into anywhere and see these amazing Asheville bands, but it's nice to be able to, like, have an event catered specifically to these smaller bands.
And, like, you know, before you go out, like, you worked all week. Maybe you don't want to go out late night, but you want to get a beer after work and you want to catch a show or something. This is that super. We're gonna have specials rotating, so I'm super stoked for it, and I would love to see as many people out there as we can. So we'll have more information on that coming on Instagram and all that, with a flyer for, you know, the first event. But yeah, I'm really stoked for that, and I hope you guys come out and can check it out.
I'm excited.
Yeah. But enough of us rambling. Let's get into the interview with Sugarlegg, and then we'll ramble a whole lot more in the back end. We got a ton of fun stuff to talk about, so we'll see you there. The man, the myth, legend, Sugarlegg.
Honey, you're listening to some all jammed up.
I finally got home yesterday, but we were at Rooster Walk with Cosmic, and it was awesome.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are the Wolf guys, right?
Yeah, the Wolf guys were there. The whole Cosmic family was there. It was awesome. I was kind of looking out that day, like just being a part of the fans, and I was honestly having kind of like a revelation about, like, I don't know, just like music, the entity. I don't know, like, because I was, you know, I've been hanging out with a lot of the fans lately, especially on like Freedom Tour and stuff. You know, like we've just been really close with people, and so like I just knew all these people out there, and I just started dancing with them to like Keller Williams, and he was doing like an amazing set with such good vibes, and I was like, dude, like I'm part of the crowd and the music on stage, and it's all one, actually. You know, I was kind of, I don't know, it was great. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, if without the fans, it's like, who are you guys doing it for? And without you guys, who are we dancing for? So it makes sense.
Yeah, and it just, you know, me knowing, because I'd been walking around the festival all day, and I was just like saying hey to all these people and like taking pictures, blah blah blah. I don't know, it was just cool. I felt very seen and supported, and it was super cool. And we were just participating in the greater thing that is music that day. It was awesome.
Yeah, I saw you hanging out with the Wolf guys. Those guys are awesome, man. And
I know.
Their parents, I think Josh's parents, they're just like always out there supporting. They gotta love it.
They really are, dude. And you're supporting. You hooked us up. Thanks for letting us crash at your pad.
Yeah. How was that show?
First of all, it was awesome, and we love Asheville, and it's super cool. And our buddy Alex Bazemore, who's playing your festival, which I wish we could play, but I'll be on the road. But yeah, no, all the homies were there. There was people dancing. It was wild. It was our first time playing the Grey Eagle, you know, since Cosmic played it years ago, and we debuted Dance in the Desert. That's how long ago it had been. So, super long time. It was so awesome. And then we came back, crashed on the futon, you know, turned on your TV, watched some Netflix. It was awesome.
It was a mess in there, right?
No, dude. It really wasn't. It really wasn't.
So to give the people listening some context, I've been in England for like a week, and then we traveled for a little bit. Sugar was playing a show in Nashville, asked if he could stay at my house. I was like, sure, man, go for it. I'm not there. We're moving out. So the house was a mess, but I think Sam probably straightened it up a little bit for you guys.
He was a very sweet guy, very awesome.
Yeah.
We
Did he
just-
go to the show?
I don't think so, but no, but it's all good. We were just so grateful to be able to do that because it's hard on the road. You got to figure out
Yeah.
how you're gonna make it work. And
Was it all of you guys?
yeah, it was me, Noah, Chris, and Chris's girlfriend Morgan, and my wife Emily, who was tour managing slash wrangling, merching, all that
So
stuff.
where'd you guys all sleep? All in the living room?
Yeah, and I mean on the floor, and then the futons. We just kind of just like
Hell yeah.
yeah, just crazy people did. It was awesome though. It felt like it feels like
A sleepover?
yeah, it felt like a sleepover, an animal pack of of sorts. It's great, and yeah, it was awesome.
Last time you came on the podcast, we talked about every time you go to Virginia, I think it was Virginia, what you said, you have a fan that brings you like a little bag of weed.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you were at Rooster Walk, did he bring you your little baggie?
Oh yeah, dude. Hold on a second. Well, whatever. I have it with me, and he labeled it the Freedom Jar. Because we've been having Freedom Junction. We've been gifted Freedom Cones. And this is our first Freedom Jar.
That's
It's
hilarious.
great. Yeah, it's a nice jar of weed. We were worried because we were like, I think we have like multiple ounces of weed on us now. Like as we were driving back, we had to kind of hide some of it and consolidate. It was great. Very profitable tour. in
We
that
got
regard.
pulled over the other day. Chloe was
Really?
driving. And
dude.
dude, I drove all day, and then I was like, "Do you want to switch for a little bit?" 30 minutes of her driving, she gets pulled over.
No,
And
dude.
there's like a bag of edibles on the ground, and the cop's like,
Okay.
"Any drugs in here?" And I just like put my foot over the edibles, and I was like, "No, sir."
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, you didn't have any flour?
No, so it didn't smell, so we were
Oh,
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, dude. What state were you in? Because it just depends.
We were in Virginia,
Oh, okay, yeah.
so that can be kind of hit or miss. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How was
Yeah.
how was Camp Cosmic? It looks like that's becoming like a much bigger thing. How was that?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's becoming a totally whole thing. Hundreds of people camping, multiple sets. We did a really cool Mother's Day set, very intimate in the woods. Super cool. It was just, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how things are growing, and we're just gonna keep doing it every year, literally. It's awesome.
Did you guys have? Because last year, like there was Mountain Grass Unit was on the lineup,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
Was there anyone else on the lineup this year, or was it just you guys?
Yeah, no, it was Kyle Tuttle and Lindsay Liu.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I think they're the only, and Willow Osborne. But yeah, it was not too many extra bands, but there was also there was like a morning yoga thing. There were sound baths. There were events going on throughout the day. We each did a little radio hour too, like of our favorite songs, and pretended to be DJs and stuff. And it was fun.
That probably was cool because you guys all seem to have like very different kind of music interests. So
Yeah.
that was probably really fun.
Yeah, it was super duper fun.
What was kind of the like highlight of that for someone else's hour set? Something that somebody put on that you were like, "Damn, that's a deep cut."
Oh, what on the radio segments?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, the highlight was Mustang made all of these funny little ads between his songs, and I thought they were super funny. Ads for going to the bass section of the show, and he was just being a comedian. Mustang is a comedian,
Dude, that like
As we
AI
are.
video he
I know.
did to announce the album, I still love that video.
It's awesome, dude. It's awesome.
Tell me about, so is Freedom Junction tour, is it done now?
It's done now. It's
Okay.
done now.
But
And
the
then
album's out.
album's out. Things are great. We did our week of Freedom Junction, and then we went to Cosmic Rooster Walk, and yeah, now we're back in cosmic mode. Until the end of time.
So tell me about the album a little bit. Like, I want to know what inspired you to like want to make a whole album. How'd you find the time to make a whole
Yeah,
album
dude.
being on the road? Like, tell me about it.
Well, I just, um, you know, I have to make music. It's
Hmm.
like taking a shit in the morning. Like I literally, I have to do it, and eventually, enough accumulates and it's an album, and so and I kind of, I at least put out an album a year, whether it's of my own stuff or with Freedom, and this time. My buddy Aaron Sparling, he's in this cool band called Hippies and Cowboys, and they're putting together a studio, or they put together a studio, kind of out, right in the Nashville area, and he was like, "Dude, come over, like let's record some stuff." And I went over there one time. I played on a song for him, and he was like, "You can come over here anytime, free." And so I just got the boys out there. We put some songs together, and uh smoked a little weed, and just, I wanted to accidentally make an album, so we did one session, we got like 4 or 5 songs, and we did another session, we got another 5 songs, and
So what does that
um,
mean accidentally? Are these songs written beforehand? Like the lyrics
well,
at least?
they are, but a lot of times people will go into the studio and you run the song, you do like 10 takes, and you're spending $1,500 a day, and it's just so high pressure. And I fucking hate that shit. And that's part of being a professional musician, is
Hmm.
doing that. But that is my least favorite way to make an album. And so my favorite way is what we did. So I brought my laptop, you plug it in, and all of a sudden you have access to the whole room, And so I was engineering with Aaron, and we just press play, and we jammed a song, and we're like, oh, was there a part that was better? Then we play it maybe one more time, and then all right, we're good to go, And you just kind of keep going, and a lot of times it was just like we would play. We wanted to get 4 songs today, so we would just play them all straight, and then, chill, and then play them all straight again, and then, next day, or then I would collect the thoughts and start mixing, and then sing later, But um, so it was just very easy going,
Hmm.
very very much just like let it fly,
So you have the lyrics written but not the music, and then you guys just come in and jam, find the part you like, and then we're like, all right, now let's make this and put the words over top of it?
Well, the songs, we had rehearsed the songs. We had
Okay.
a rehearsal before everyone. I guess what I say by accidentally, as in like, we're gonna play the song structure, but then like jam, and if something happens, and maybe I'll be like, oh, I'll take that, and maybe do a little tape cut and throw it in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like allow for variables to happen.
Okay.
Just and because I also just think that albums don't capture jam enough, and in this one we captured, there are a couple moments where it's like, damn, that was like a jam, dude. So I was super happy with just the way that we did it all, and it was all completely self-produced, self-made from the ground up. The art was made by Mustang's fiance, Lady Genevieve Grace, and just every single bit of it was homegrown. It's like super cool. And we still don't have the vinyl yet. The vinyl's coming. It's on the way. It's coming in mid-June. It's gonna be super duper cool. I cannot wait
Yeah, I'm
to.
gonna have to get one of those for sure.
Hell yeah, dude.
Me
Yeah.
and Chloe listened to the whole album like front to back like 2 times on our drive this week.
Oh, nice. Well, right on. Thanks for doing that. We appreciate the streams, dude.
Is that method of like attacking an album production, is that like more fun to you than, like I'm sure with Cosmic Country, Daniel kind of is in charge of all that, and it's like, hey, this is
Mhm.
what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it.
Yep.
Having that kind of free flowing, is that like more the way you prefer to do an album?
Oh yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, yeah. And again, there's different methods for
Hmm.
everything, and every method's valuable. And I've done every single one. Like in you know previous projects that I've done, I've gone really, super analytical and stuff, and added a bunch of layers, and that's also fun. But yeah, it's just I like just the, like, I'm always the guy that when we're in the studio, it's like we did the first take. I'm like, dude, that's the one. And then everyone's like, no, we should do more. And then it ends up never being the first take. And I'm always like, I had the best solo on my first take. I had the best feel. And we're always like, I'm like, hey man, can you actually go back and grab that one from the first take? Because it's just like, that's what it is on stage. It's like you don't get a second take on stage. And I really do. I know people probably don't agree with this, but like, if you're really in the zone, it should be the first take, like, especially if you've been playing these songs for so long and you're expressing yourself, like, eventually if you keep going over and over again, you're just like a stale piece of bread, man. Or like, I don't know, it's just like, it just totally sucks the life out of it for me sometimes. Now, granted, if you kind of suck, I guess you might need a bunch of takes. And for a while, when I wasn't able to freely just be like, when I didn't have the ability to make a first take good, then I'd be like, oh shit, I gotta do that over and over and over again until I get it. But now, with
it comes so naturally. It's like the first thing is the right thing because it's what I was feeling.
Yeah, usually. And I'm not saying that every first thing I play is great, and but a lot of the time it's like, damn man, that had some juice to it, So. And I'm a believer in the juice.
Where do you draw, like, I know you're like huge Ray Charles, Jimi Hendrix, those like two of your biggest inspirations, right? So like an album like Freedom Junction or Heaven it's Heaven, right? Isn't it? Yeah.
Or yeah, Burn is the album.
Burn,
Heaven was the
single.
Pop.
Yeah,
whatever.
When you listen to the album, it has like that older time feel to it, right?
Yeah.
Are you drawing any like inspiration from any modern artists, or is most of your inspiration coming back from like those 70s 60s musicians that you look up to?
Yeah, I mean it really is probably just all drawn from that. I mean just yeah, it really is. And that's just also it's the way I play, it's the way my friends play, it's the type of music that I guess I write. I'm not really intentionally trying to do that, kind of, but it's just like the things that I like, so it ends up doing that. And then, when I mix things, I have, tape machine plugins and ways that I mix things, and it's just the way that I like the drums to sound is like, well, I guess that sounds like that. And it's the way I mix the guitar. Well, I guess it, I'm just freaking ripping it from the 60s and 70s. But it's great, and we have the ability to basically replicate that, within recording software and stuff. And if you kind of have an understanding of how it worked back then you can kind of authentically replicate it, on your own.
How much different is that process? Because a lot of stuff's through like Ableton now, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it's really not like, so it's not a whole lot different. Like, I use Logic, which is a sin to some people. They're like, if you're a pro, you use Pro Tools. I'm like, dude, I use Logic. It's very logical and easy and fun. And like, but you get your microphone inputs, and the goal is to get a little bit of flavor without kind of fucking up the sound too much, which is a mistake that I've made. Or a stylistic choice. Like, the first record I put out in a while, like, under Sugarlegg, it was, like, in 2023. It's a very weird sounding record, and because I was still figuring out my...
Is that the one you played all the instruments and you were, like, sick or something?
Yeah. Oh, no. Now that's a different one. That's the blues record, and I was sick. And, that was me trying to get acoustic sounds, which is a whole different thing, and... That's a very clean record, an honest record, But the one before that was very sludgy and, effecty and all this stuff. And, through all that stuff, you just kind of learn how to, get a balance between, like, crazy sounds and honest sounds. And I think this Freedom Junction record is kind of a mix between that. Because basically I was taking what we got, and then... there's some plugins that you can basically just put on the whole dealio, and it basically just puts it into a tape machine, and then you're like, wow, well there it is. Like, I can hear that it's old, I can, and then there's all these other techniques to individually like EQ the instruments, and they're tiny things you do. But overall, it's just if you get the good sound and the good take and the good vibes, then you're good.
How do you even like? Are you just constantly writing on the tour bus between shows and stuff? Like, is it just
Yeah,
always
dude.
music 24/7 for you?
Yes, and other shit, dude. Here's the thing. Like lately, I've been into like Isaac Newton laws of physics, and object in motion
Okay,
tends to stay in motion.
let's get into
And
this. I like
so
where this is going.
and so I'm just like, I kind of wear myself out, but I love it, dude. Like
Hmm.
I came back, and like I'll come back and I'll just start doing projects. Like my truck was broken down, so I had to change the solenoid, dude. And now it's up again, and I get to clean up things around the house, take it to the dump, blah blah blah. And I just got back. I got this old freaking CRT television on Facebook for like a couple hundred
Is it that
bucks.
blue one in the back? Like the blue.
No, dude, it's
Uh,
like well, I don't want to mess up my setup, but it's called a Zenith Chromacolor 2, and it's in like a mid-century modern like crazy box. Oh, you can't even. Oh yeah, you see it
oh,
right
you can
there?
see it. Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
that. You see that thing, dude?
yeah. That's
And
crazy.
I mean, and I got it hooked up like with this, RF signal, blah blah blah. I was playing Super Smash Bros on it. I was playing records on it, and then all of a sudden it just shut off. And it's like, oh well, that's a capacitor that you need to replace, because it's just a little bit old. So now I'm doing that. I'm doing some like TV repair. I love shit.
Tinkering.
Like I love that. And what's the point of life if you're not, being a total crazy person all the time? I don't know.
I imagine that you and Emily have some unique items in that house.
Yes, we do. We certainly do.
What's the most
Uh,
out there thing that you guys have, you think?
What's the most out there? I mean, this TV is pretty out there because, I mean, the whole reason it happened is because our tiny little LED TV on top of our mantelpiece, it kind of broke, and I was like, we're gonna replace it with an old TV, babe. It's gonna be, I'm gonna rig it so you can watch Netflix, but hopefully we'll just have a vintage media room, and we'll just really sink into the old school ways. So that's a crazy item. This old Wurlitzer, which is oh, hold on a sec. Anyway, it's like a Ray Charles. It's the exact one that Ray Charles used on What Did I Say? So that's like that was a nerdy thing I picked up on the road for super cheap as well from a buddy in Richmond.
Mm.
So there's lots of weird devices. Then this is another thing that is a weird device is my Fisher Price tape player that has my it doesn't have the tape in it, but I've been making videos with this. I saw this in a here. I'm gonna actually hold on.
I love this.
I saw this in an antique mall, and it's they didn't know if it was working or not. I was like, dude, if I could freaking put if I could put a drum track on it, then I could like jam to it, and that's what I did. Let's see, is it going?
I can hear something.
It's not working right now. Whatever. But this is a cool thing that is weird, and I've gotten some use out of.
How did you?
That's
I
so
think
sad it's not going. Whatever.
I think a thing that people like about Cosmic Country is like how accessible you guys are. Like I know you you do a lot of the podcasts and like you'll interact with fans on social media and like you said you were hanging out with the fans and then like you mentioned Grace like doing the artwork for Freedom Junction. She did the stuff for Jared Walker too. So like everybody is really involved in Cosmic Country with the fans, which I think is like a reason people are so attracted to the band. And I think that everyone always sees you and Emily together and like knows you guys are together, but no one knows how you guys met. How'd you guys
Yeah,
meet?
dude. All right, hold on a second. Yeah, what about how Emily and I met?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. Wait, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, good. Sorry about that. I was just
You're good.
I was getting too excited about all of my. You should have asked me about the weird shit in my house. I
It was
messed up
perfect.
the
I
audio.
loved it.
I
We're
wish
good
my
now, though.
yeah, all right. I wish my tape machine worked though. Anyway, we met at Inglewood Lounge in um right on Gallatin Pike,
in East
In Nashville?
In
Okay.
Nashville, and yeah, Daniel and I went out to a Halloween party there / jam, and I was dressed as a cowboy with a little horsey, horse on a stick.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally saw her, and I turned to Daniel. I said, "I love her." That was the first. Those were the first words I spoke about my wife. It was just crazy. And she had just moved to Nashville
And when was this? How long ago was this?
5 years ago. 5
Okay.
years ago. And we just immediately just totally fell in love. And I don't know. It's just super crazy. I proposed after a year because I just knew, and
Yeah.
we're still doing it, and it's awesome. And I just drove her down to Skinny Dennis, which is like the Nashville spot. Right now she's selling vintage, and I was down there, and I was like, oh wait, I forgot. I have an interview today, so I ran back just really quick, and then I'm gonna go back out there with her. And help her, sell vintage and just hang out with the Nashville community and all of our cool friends and stuff. And it's just a cool life,
Yeah. Do you ever think that you would go, like, live somewhere that's not Nashville? Or do you feel like Nashville's home for you?
Dude, I preach my love for Nashville a lot. There are so many cool places. Obviously, Colorado's beautiful. Asheville is amazing. California, New York, all these places. Austin, Texas, everyone's fantasized about going to these places. But Nashville, I've lived here so long, 13 years, and I know so many people, and I feel so connected to the community. And I just think that the network of people, the professionalism around music, it's unmatched. It's really the music city, and not for the ways that you'd think. It's just where it's awesome. I just feel connected to it all. Emily feels connected to it all. She's really in deep with both the musician and the vintage community. It's just like our total home,
Mm-hmm.
in just our street in Old Hickory, next door neighbors are musicians, and then my buddy Sam, who's in a band Tribe of Horsemen, and is also a graphic artist who did Freedom Junction's first record cover. He just moved in next to us. Everyone in our neighborhood, is an artist and musician.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like so cool,
Yeah. I know we kind of talked about it last time when you were in Asheville. You said that, because, like, my only experience of Nashville is, like, Broadway, which is, like, a nightmare to me.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
And you said that, like, East Nashville is kind of like West Asheville, like kind of the hippie arts vibe. Is that the case for East Nashville? Like, that's the spot to be?
Yeah, East Nashville is totally the spot to be. No one I know hangs on Broadway. You'll play there. For if you got your Broadway gig, but everyone basically hangs out in the hit places, East Nashville, and nowadays, I mean, like, not to blow up our spot, but Old Hickory is super hip, and there's all these cool people out here, and just kind of the surrounding areas of Nashville. But yeah, definitely not Broadway as far as like.
I went to see Billy Strings at Bridgestone.
Yep.
And like the show ended, and I walked outside, and it was like 11:30, and it just drunk.
Oh, yeah.
People everywhere, and I was like, I'm
dude.
so glad I didn't take drugs tonight, because if I would have taken drugs and walked out here, I would have been like freaked out.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Well, hey, speaking of Bridgestone, though, this is a cool Nashville thing that happened to us just the other day. Emily was working at High Class Hillbilly, which is, like kind of the coolest vintage store in Nashville, owned by Nikki Lane. And all of a sudden, Chris Robinson, from Black Crowes, he walks in there with his wife. And she was helping them get, some clothes or whatever, and then he gave us tickets to the show, And that night we just went to Bridgestone, and we were like right up front, like on the list. It's like, that's some Nashville shit,
Yeah. Our first interview together, I think you said our Lord and Savior Billy Strings.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, I agree with that still. Yeah.
Why do you think, like, someone who has like such deep roots and like, Jimi Hendrix, Ray Charles, like that kind of music. What appeals to you so much about Billy Strings?
I mean, just the sheer musicianship, the beauty. I mean, here's the thing is that like I might be deeply influenced by these people, and just the way that and that influences the way that I express myself, but through music and life and stuff. But, when we're out there experiencing live music, that's like different, and so just being a witness to amazingness, like that's almost different than influence. It's just like being in awe, So
Yeah.
and so seeing Billy as many times as we have, it's just like the greatest version of himself that you could be. But then just also just he's so successful at it and has really done what everyone could only dream of,
Yeah.
And has also brought so many people to that style of music, and mixing jam and bluegrass. He's kind of innovating a lot of things in a way, or bringing jamgrass and jamming and all this stuff to the forefront, and also like becoming a popular success. Like there's a lot of not just hippie crazy people that you see at on the road and stuff. Like he's really kind of crossed over in a way that is super super hard to do, and that's a testament to how freaking talented he is.
Yeah. Going off of other talented musicians, I think, I don't know if we talked about it on one of the podcasts or we just like talked about it when we were hanging out one time, but you mentioned that like Jeremy from Dogs in a Pile is your favorite keyboard player. I think you did like the Jam Fam live interview and you were like, use this as your clip. Jam is better than me.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
So since then, I've had the opportunity to interview Jeremy.
Oh, really?
Because,
That's cool.
yeah, I picked his brain a little bit, understood like his process, and it's almost like you guys kind of play like two, because you're just playing like one piano, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he's got like a spaceship of synths and keyboards up there.
Yes.
So why is it to you that he is in your head? Why is it to you that he's so much better than you when it seems like you guys are playing like completely different styles of the instrument almost?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I think that, just you know what? That you might have answered your questions because his style might be a little bit different than mine, and it's I'm like, whoa, dude, I can't do that, stuff like that.
Do you ever fuck around with the synths or anything like that, or you just like the classic game?
I do. Well, I used to, but I just for some reason I always say this, and I hope it doesn't sound pretentious, but it just doesn't connect with my soul. Like when I hear the sound of the synth, it doesn't like, I don't know, make me weep or something, or it doesn't like, I don't know. I've done it before too. And then the other thing is that like, I cannot add one more keyboard that I have to lift and carry to the freaking bus. And it's like my joints hurt, like,
Yeah.
and now we added to Leslie. It's like, now I gotta lift that too. It's like, I can only be adding things to the rig that like I can add to my workload on my body, so that's another thing, I guess. But I mean, listen, if someone set up a synth for me every night, I'd fucking play it. I'd totally play it, and if also I don't have extra money to buy that synth too. If someone bought me a synth and set it up for me every night, I'd play that thing, man. I'd totally play it.
Do you think it would fit in Cosmic Country as synth?
Maybe. I don't really know. I don't know. It could. I don't really know, dude.
Is that like Chloe got me like a little MIDI controller for my birthday.
Yeah.
So I've just been like fucking around in Ableton, like not really doing much, but just playing around with it. Is like that like style of music just not really what you're interested in? Like are you just want the like bare bones like classic music?
Well, I will tell you this. So, I mean, I've messed around with that before, and, like in early gigs, like in Nashville, it's like, hey man, you gotta have, all your synth sounds, please can you replicate this thing from my record? It's like, okay, and you just kind of become a little a little robot guy, and you know you trigger sounds and stuff, and it's super duper fun. But like, and I think I've said this before, is like I think I'm primarily like a pianist and it's a slash organ player. You know, I play organ a lot too. But the thing about the piano is that like there's an infinite amount of dynamics between you know, with your touch, you know, between, you know, pianissimo and fortissimo. You know, like you can literally feel every single thing, you know, and you really don't need all these sounds to, you know, play the piano. Like classical music too. It's like piano. They didn't. It was just the piano. It was the entire world of like people lived and died by the piano. You know, so it's like what I feel connected to that. You know, and yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on synths and stuff, dude. It's so funny. Like you know. My whole life is like, hey, so like, do you have this synth sounds? Like, I actually don't, bro. I'm sorry, man.
That's gonna be the tagline of this podcast. Sugarlegg hates all synths.
Hey, man, I don't hate them, but if there is one guy on the jam scene right now that is anti-synth, it is me. I'm sorry. Come after me, man.
If you like Jeremy so much, though, are you the dude Jake from Disco?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's super sick, too.
I know, he is super sick. I haven't gotten to see them so much live. That's another thing is that a lot of these, you know, when I say that about Jeremy, too, it's like, as far as these modern players, it's just like Billy. Like, when I see it live and it blows my mind, you know, I value that experience over anything else. So I really need to see these people just blow my mind, dude. You know? And
yeah, do you get a chance to like go out and I mean, it sounds like you're constantly writing, making, performing music. Do you ever get a chance to just be like, oh, let's go see this show, or like we're gonna stick around tomorrow for the festival to see these guys play? Like, how often are you getting that opportunity? Is it usually just like your own music, go, go, go?
Yeah, I mean, with Cosmic, it's super, like, in and out a lot of the times, and we gotta get on the bus, go to the next place. So, I mean, at Rooster Walk, though, I was really sinking into it all and listening to the music. Isaac Hayden, he was playing all over the place. Jeff Sipe was playing all over the place. And I just really freaking dug this Keller Williams set, you know?
Yeah,
And,
I really want to see him.
dude, it's just like good vibe. I love his voice and just the way that he enunciates things when he sings. It's kind of twangy and cool and just a lot of in the moment happiness, and it's just super good, super feel good. But yeah, and when we come back in Nashville, there's always a show, you know, and you know, I'm trying to be more like, well, I might be tired as fuck, but I want to be connected to the music, you know, and the people. So we go out now. So I've been trying to see more of that. There really isn't a super whole lot of time, but you know, with the festivals and stuff, it's a very good opportunity to see all of our friends, you know, play and stuff like that.
Do you live by a train station or something?
Yeah.
Okay, is the train going by now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I don't know
why?
what I'm hearing. I think I thought I heard like a train going.
No, well, it might have been I hear a dog. A little bit.
I think that's on my end.
Okay.
You hear dog.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have it's probably we live near an airport. Could be an airport, but we also we do live next to it, a train. It wakes us up at like 10 a.m. every morning. I mean, usually I'm up by then, but it's like when I hear the train go by, I'm like, oh, it must be 10 a.m., dude.
Back to the Freedom Junction album. How did you decide on the single? Like, you guys released Heaven before the whole album came out. How did you choose to make that song be the single for the album?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, it was just kind of a chill, tame song, and it was under 3 minutes, and you know, I had this idea for a little music video in a you know, just like a photo studio with what they call like an infinity wall, where it's just like white, and I was just like, well, you know, I wanted to make that little piece of content of us just kind of playing through the song, and I don't know. It's just kind of the ideas lined up, and it was simple enough of a concept for me to pull off. You know, a lot of times you'll have an idea, and then it's like you start like thinking about what would actually go into making this happen, and you're like, oh wow, that's actually more complicated than I thought. But it was just one of those things. It's like, all right, we're gonna make that single, we're gonna make this little thing, we're gonna have it come out, and then the album's gonna come out, and it's a pretty tame song, and so. You know, I wanted people to maybe be like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then you listen to the album, it's like, ooh, there's a lot more jamming in this album than this single, you know? So, I don't know.
What's you had Freedom Junction album this year. You say you want to release something independent of Cosmic every year. Mm-hmm. Can we expect another blues album next year? Is it going to be another Freedom Junction album? What do you think?
Well, you know what? Maybe, dude, I'm gonna make an exclusive announcement. No, but I have a whole
all synth record.
Yes, all. Hey, man, I might do that. I honestly might do that. So whatever. But I'm sitting on I have a whole gospel record that I made.
Really?
And yeah, and I had you know, there were some people that were trying to manage me enough. And I was like, I have this gospel record and I have some of this Freedom Junction stuff, and they kind of were like, well, let's go with the Freedom Junction stuff, and then it ended up not really working out with them, which is all good. But I guess I just kind of ran with that instead of the gospel record. But I still have it, and I'm gonna release it probably soon-ish. I'm gonna I don't know when, but it's completely formed, and it's called Sermon, and it's basically, so I used to work at a church as the music minister, and the idea behind this record was I wanted to create what would have been a sermon back in the day, not with preaching, but like with I have some free flowing songs that kind of feel like what I would have had to put together back in the day. And I wrote some original songs, based off of some spiritual poems I wrote. And, it follows the exact form that I would have done, like an opening hymn, this and that, the altar call, a benediction, all this stuff. So I'm going to put that out sometime. It just, it's like, who's going to really listen to a gospel record nowadays with no drums on it?
I will.
All right, cool. Well, so anyway, but it's all.
If you want to hear the awesome story how Sugarlegg got started in a ministry, listen to set 1, episode 19 of the podcast, the first interview with him, and he tells the story. It's awesome. One of my favorite interviews still.
Good. I know, that was so much fun in near the Lincoln Theater, wherever.
I know, we've done 4 interviews now.
Yeah.
We did one in a hotel.
Yep.
One where you were in a bathroom of a hotel.
Oh yeah.
This one I'm at my mom's house.
Nice.
And then one we did actually in person at my house.
Yes.
So we've been all over to do these interviews.
I know, and it's awesome. I love it so much, dude. I love it.
I hope. Well, last year we got to see you guys like 5 times. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then this year, like, you haven't come to Asheville. The festivals that we've been at, you haven't been at. Yeah. But I did see that you guys just announced a show with like Houndmouth. Mm-hmm. Was it Margot Price in Asheville?
Molly Tuttle.
Molly Tuttle, yeah, Molly Tuttle.
In Asheville?
At Hellbender, the new venue there.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So we'll be there at that one.
Sweet. Is that this summer?
I think it's in like September.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't realize. I thought we were just doing one show with all of them. I guess I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
Here, I'll
That's
look.
Cool, dude.
I'll look right now.
Yeah.
Houndmouth Cosmic Country, Saturday, September 26th.
Cool. Well, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good show. Molly Tuttle's sick.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be yeah. I can't wait to see what all that's like. It's always interesting having multiple bands,
like headliners, kind of.
Mm-hmm. And touring parties. You get to know everyone's crew and all that, and you have to make really quick changeovers too, which is sometimes stressful.
Yeah, because you guys did that last year with like Yonder and was it Railroad Earth?
Yes, and it was great. I mean, like by the end of the road, you really feel you really feel connected to everyone, and super duper cool. But for Mr. Keyboard Guy, it's like, holy fuck, I have like 15 minutes to take all this shit off the stage, and now I have like more gear. It's like I'm a little nervous for all that, but
Yeah, I'll have to get you to hook me up with Molly Tuttle, get her to come on the podcast.
Oh yeah, of course, dude, of course.
Cool, man. Well, this again, Sugar, always great to see you, man. Talk to
You too, man. Of course.
Let you go back and start selling some vintage with Emily.
Yeah, we're gonna go back. We're gonna start drinking, and
I'm probably gonna start hearing a little bit too.
Well, it's, this is the thing about Skinny Dennis is you go there and you get your frosty mug of Coors Light or whatever, and you have a good time.
Yeah, maybe me and Chloe will find a weekend where you guys aren't on tour, and we'll shoot up to East Nashville and coming out for a weekend.
Yes, Skinny Dennis and other places. Gotta go Skinny Dennis. Gotta go to where Emily and I met, the Inglewood Lounge.
We'll have you show us around.
Yeah. I'll show you around, dude.
Cool, man. Well, before we wrap up, is there anything that you want to plug?
No, I just want to say that I'm sending you my love. Thank you so much for always supporting, and being the man. And and I just wanted to express gratefulness for everyone, dude. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Just the connectivity between everyone involved in music, from people on stage to the people listening and jamming out. It's just like, I don't know. It feels good. Feels good.
Hell yeah. See you soon, buddy.
All right, see you soon, buddy.
You just got jammed.
Welcome back from that interview with our good friend Sugarlegg. Love having him on the podcast. Always lots of laughs. That guy's just the best dude.
I'm excited as hell for that gospel record.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
He was like, I don't know who would want to listen to that. I absolutely love his style of singing, and that you can always kind of hear the gospel undertones. And I'm excited that he's starting to
lean into it a little bit. Yeah,
I love that. I'm excited for that to come out.
And I said it in the interview too, but if you're like, what are they talking about as gospel roots? It's a hilarious story. Go back to that one, episode 19. Listen to it. That's one of my favorite interviews. Like,
yeah,
we've talked about it in the podcast a bunch, but that was like someone that we thought was cool. We hit him up before we even put an episode out. He was down to do it. It took a little bit to find the right time because that was one I wanted to do in person. Mm-hmm. And like, he was just awesome. Like, one of those interviews where it was like,
it felt so immediately like it was an instant, easy connection.
And
conversation
like that
was so
early
easy.
into the podcast, like we did Andy Frasco and Mountain Grass Unit that early too, and those were awesome. And like you felt friends with those guys, but like I don't know, with Sugarlegg it was kind of different, like it was like you could really feel like a real friendship beginning there.
I agree. Yeah.
And that's why when we cancel festivals and need someone last minute, he's the perfect person.
Yeah. He's always got something new to talk about.
Yeah, so we alluded to it in the front. We have a shit ton to talk about today. I guess we'll just start. We've been making notes for it over the past couple weeks traveling. I guess we'll just start at the top here. Secret Dreams. I know EDM might not be everybody's thing on this podcast, but
it's something we like to dabble into every once in a while.
I mean, all the big EDM names, but then there's like even Earth Gang, Pigeons, Lettuce, Disco, La Special.
Yeah, so Secret
Sun
Dreams
Squabby.
released like their second phase lineup.
And I don't know how much really changed from the first to the second.
I don't either, but looking at this, I mean, so you got your top guys. You got Of the Trees, Tape B, who we both really love Tape B. Daily Bread, not my favorite, but I know that they're a crowd favorite. Detox Unit, I've heard great things of. Lettuce is awesome.
McMahon.
They got Pigeons playing ping pong, Chalk Dinosaur.
Come Back to Earth is that Mac Miller live band tribute, which
That's interesting.
I love Mac Miller.
Yeah. Disco is going to be there.
Disco's
and
great.
That is like, Disco is quickly becoming one of my favorite
Crawdad
bands to
Sniper
see.
there is too, and they just announced one at Slygrog up the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's supposed to be really good. I've never really listened to. I don't really listen. Oh, that's kind of cool. An Amy Winehouse tribute. I don't listen to like a ton of EDM like when I'm driving
Definitely
and stuff.
not, yeah.
But I do like the shows.
I like the experience
Yeah.
of an EDM show. Sneezy, I've heard good things of. I think we maybe have seen
Pretty
them.
Lights, 2 nights of Pretty Lights.
Pretty Lights is fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would like to get to Secret Dreams at some point.
Some point, yeah. But I mean, I don't think it is at Legend Valley yet, because last year was at Legend Valley, and yeah, it's at
yeah,
the
the
Cardinals.
Cardinal.
Because last year was at Legend Valley where Dark Star was, and it flooded there too. I think it flooded so bad they canceled it. I can't imagine how much worse it was than this year.
Yeah. It got puddled up quick there, and it was like, yeah, it's in a valley.
Yeah.
Like that's just how.
And there's like a
goes.
big lake surrounding it too. Like there's that Buckeye Lake surrounding it, so it's like you get a lot of rain. Like there's already a big lake there. That rain's got to go somewhere.
I can't even because then you've got these even bigger festivals than Secret Dream. You got Lost Lands there.
Yeah.
That is got to be a big,
Yeah, because Dark
ordeal
Star
to
is a pretty
set up.
small festival.
One stage, one section. You get Lost Lands. They open the whole thing up. They got
Yeah.
numerous stages. I can't even imagine.
I think
if
there's
that
a
gets bad
tunnel that
weather.
like goes under the road to another like field where there's another stage.
No way.
Yeah, because last year when Secret Dreams flooded, you could see like the tunnel was flooded.
That's crazy. I didn't know all that.
I don't know where it's at, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Yeah, so if EDM is a little bit of a side jam for you, keep your eye on Secret Dreams because, I mean, they always have such a sick lineup.
Yeah.
We just never...
Well curated, and it's more like the headier stuff too, and not as much like the...
Yeah,
Because that's
we're
a
not
bit
bass.
for me, yeah.
I feel like, I mean, music holds so much emotion, and I do feel that when bass is so... And I love
So overwhelming.
bass guitar.
yeah.
I love a bass. But when you can feel it all through your
It's
stomach
good
and
for
your
like a
chest.
moment, like when the beat drops and boom, like that's cool. But
But
the
when the
whole
whole
thing's
thing-
like Excision is playing at Halloween, and I saw him once, and like that's too much for me.
You did also see him in an indoor venue.
Yeah, that's
though.
true.
And
His
the
lasers
Ritz-
are fucking sick.
Yeah,
I'll give
the
him
Ritz
that.
is a cool venue to see an EDM show,
Yeah.
but I can't imagine being in such
It
a
was like
small
sold
spot.
out too, so like everyone's on top of each other.
Yeah, that's one thing I can't get behind is crowds in
Yeah.
an enclosed place.
It was nuts.
There's something, I need a bit of freedom in my movement
Yeah.
when I'm listening to music.
On the topic of festivals and EDM, though, I guess we'll just go to this one.
Yeah.
So I saw some of this on Instagram. I didn't read too much into it, but Grizz and Subtronics played at the Gorge.
Yes, and I guess there was 13 for the general camping. It was about over 13 hours of people, sleeping overnight in their cars in
That's
a line
fucked
waiting to
up.
get in. They're reimbursing every camper, and they're
Oh,
still
really?
allowed free camping because
Nice.
there was something that got fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
But people waiting 13, 14, 15 hours in
You
line.
think people because people are bringing like drugs to the festival.
They
and,
just
like,
start the party out
Yeah,
there.
you're just like fuck it. I'm just
Like,
gonna.
what else am I gonna
I'm just
do?
gonna eat this acid now. Like,
I don't know. I would hate to be stuck in a car on acid.
I mean, if you're stuck though, like you're not. If you're there for 13 hours, you're not moving. You just put that bitch in park and
Yeah, but how
play
do you
your
know?
music.
How do you know when you're about to start moving? You know?
I mean, someone in the car's got to be sober, but if you're rolling with 5 friends, like I'm certain people were drinking.
Yeah.
Because drinking's like, you can have a few
You
beers.
can
And,
drink and drive a little bit.
I can say that.
There's a limit, you know. And then
This is kind of old news now, considering how long ago it happened. But those kids doing the game hinge thing, was it like
Yeah.
Colorado?
I don't know where it was at.
If
But yeah,
anyone knows that
elementary
teacher,
kids?
let me know. I want to interview him, her
Yeah.
or her. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, so they did. It was like a school recital, and the teacher just taught these kids game henge, and their end of year performance was these kids performing game henge, like in order as should be. And I just think that's the sickest
Dude,
thing.
imagine like the kids don't tell the parents, and then like I'm guessing and like people, like if you have a kid and you're in Colorado, like there's a high chance you are familiar with fish at some point, you know?
Yeah.
And say you're like a big fish fan, your kid is like doing it, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Secretly practicing game henge behind your back.
So yeah, if you know that teacher, let me know.
Yeah, we want.
I want to.
I want to pick his brain.
or get me in contact with him or something, because that would be an interesting interview. But that is so cool. I mean, I don't remember. I used to skip my recitals when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I was never into like that.
I always wanted to be so much more into it, but I was always such an anxious kid. I was not good at putting myself out there, but I always loved the school performances.
All I wanted to do was play soccer when I was that age. So it was just
Yeah.
like, and I feel like I'd practice like 3 or 4 nights a week till I was like 17.
I've always wanted to be musical, but I do think like my little childhood anxiety always got. I
Yeah.
always wanted to be a singer.
It's funny, I never really like had, like I remember like having to do the recorder in 5th grade and I was like, this shit's for the birds. And like orchestra, I never had any interest in. I tried to do band for like 3 weeks and I was like, I'm not into this. I never really, but I always loved listening to music, and only as of late I've had like any desire to try to like learn how to play something.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, like, I guess, like you said, like that anxiety you have of like not being good at something, and the older you get, the more you just kind of like don't really care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I was in choir, orchestra, and band. And like in band, I just wanted to play the bass. I was like, I want to learn how to play the bass.
Yeah.
Fucking week 3, they switched me over to baritone horn. I didn't come here to play baritone horn. I bought a bass guitar.
Yeah.
And now I got to play this big ass horn instrument. I'm playing Raiders March from Star Wars on baritone horn. I was pissed. I was so mad. He was like, we don't need a bass. I was like, what band doesn't need a bass?
Yeah, you need a bass.
You need a bass. And he was like, well, you could play bass on a horn. I was like, well, that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And so, but my orchestra teacher was always, Miss Maggie, she fucking rocked. She was always like, Chloe, turn that bass up. She's like, I want to hear it. But
That's
then I
cool.
never like, I learned how to play songs, but I never learned how to understand the music.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's still, like I can figure out how to play a song. I have no idea what I'm doing at all. I just know where to put my fingers and how quickly to put them there.
Yeah, I'm kind of learning, like, now with the guitar, like, I know if some notes, I'm like, oh, that should, if I can go here, that'll sound like this. Mm-hmm. But it's only a select few things.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, the older you get, it's like when you're in high school and, like, if someone makes fun of you for trying to learn guitar and, like, you suck at it, you're going to, like, get your feelings hurt and be embarrassed to do it. If someone made fun of me now, I'd be like, you're a
Who the
loser.
hell are
Yeah,
you?
I'd be like, you're a loser.
That's like, I always bring it back to like dancing. Dancing has become something that like I love to do. I'll do it around grocery
Yeah.
stores. I just like to like move my body in that way. And that was never something I did.
Shouts out my boy Alex, fan of the podcast. I was texting him the other day, and he was like, dude, I saw Dark Star Orchestra the other day. I never knew my arms wanted to move like that at a show.
Yeah, and I like,
I was like, it feels good, doesn't it?
I credit the way that I feel comfortable moving to you and to like even Sam and like Grace, our sweet friend. Like I was never, you don't do that. You don't like, I was always doing cartwheels around grocery stores. My mom was always like, will you put your fucking feet on the ground? Like it was just, you don't move that way in normal society, I
Yeah.
guess. And
Fuck that.
right? And now, like, I have this mindset. If you're going to tell someone that the way they dance is weird, or the way they want to move their body, or the way they want to create art is weird, you are the lame one.
Yeah.
Like, why are you shutting down such beautiful creativity? And that was like moving to Asheville, that became even like clearer to me. It's like, why can't we enjoy these little like things that
Yeah.
our bodies can do? Like we have the craziest dancers out here, and I think all of them are beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just, it's nice. It was kind of a roundabout way to get to the point you made, but
There's a couple things here, but we can probably skip over some of these, that and that. But there is one thing that's kind of serious, relevant to me, to us. Kendall Street had to cancel a show in Louisville due to like low ticket sales, and I think like so many of us, including us, like you wait to the last minute to buy tickets because you don't know if something's gonna pop up, or maybe your funds are low, or it's just like, why would I need to buy before it's gonna be there day of? Whatever the reason is, we all do it. And doing the festival, you know, we haven't sold a ton of tickets, and last year I think probably 70% of our ticket sales were day of.
yeah.
And like, you know, Kendall Street's a big band that doesn't have a problem moving tickets. People go to their shows, and they had to cancel a show in Louisville because of low ticket sales. And I just want to like tell people like how important it is. If you're able to, like, buy these tickets when you can. Like,
That's like the only way to assure that these doors can open is if like the overhead going into it makes sense. And like Kendall Street Company is such a fucking incredible band. They have such a unique style. They are like a band that deserves to get pushed. And seeing something like that affect them, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Because
you
you're
gotta
like, it's
think,
Kendall Street. They're going to make the ticket sales.
these venues, like, some of them sell beer, some of them sell food, and that's a revenue stream. But like, then you have to pay you pay your workers, and you have to pay rent for the building, and then you have to pay, supplies for alcohol and food, and then they still have to pay the bands, and like, I think
and
a
then
lot
the
of
bands
venues
have to pay everyone else that's
Yeah.
on their team.
And like the venues, I like to think that the venues want to pay the bands a good rate. I know that like that's a big thing that we try to do with like anything All Jammed Up puts on is like, I want to make it worth their time and some, like, thank you for your time and like here's this for doing this today.
And we appreciate what you do, so here is more.
And
Yeah.
like, we're like scrambling to try to get sponsors and like different avenues of revenue before the festival because people don't buy tickets late. And like a lot of these bands, you have to pay some of the money up front or before the show, or you have to pay like part before the show or like a deposit, whatever. So they know like if I don't sell tickets and I do back out of the show last minute, they're not screwed not having a show now that day. So like if you're able to, I just really want to stress the importance of like, because I do the same thing and like I probably did it even more before I was like involved in this.
Yeah.
And like it is important to, and it's usually cheaper too.
Yeah.
So like, if you can, just try to buy tickets before last minute, before when they go on sale, buy them.
And like, I know it's not feasible for everyone, and like not every show is
Yeah.
affordable, but these smaller bands that like are trying to make their living and go somewhere far with this, like they deserve the pushes
Yeah.
that they can get. And
we don't
like,
have a problem buying shows the day Billy Strings drops, the day Fish drops. Like,
exactly. So like, when it comes to the day you don't want to go, what's the $25 you spent 3
or
months
you can
ago?
find someone to buy it too,
Yeah.
So that's just my little pedestal thing.
A little like call to action.
Yeah, because
our
I saw
Richard
that
Petty
and that
moment.
bummed me out, and like I love those Kendall Street guys, and like I am close with some of those guys, and like we've had conversations about like how hard it is for them, and like Lewis, for example, is like every day doing some kind of gig. Like we showed up in Richmond the other day, and he was doing like a songwriter
songwriters.
test thing, so they're writing songs and they can try it out, and he would go up there and do a song to kind of like, encourage people to get up there. And like, he tried to get me to go, and I was like, I don't know fucking songwriting, dude. But those guys just work so hard in music because they love it. And like, without them, we can't dance, and without us, they can't play. So if you're able to, I just encourage you to try to buy tickets when you can.
Agreed. Yeah, and that's something that's like, we never considered it. We were always like, we'll buy tickets day of, because we're kind of tired people. We're homebodies.
Yeah.
In our progressing age, we like to be at home. But then you think about the like trickling effect that has on the artists that you love.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, what does like $25 mean if you're helping keep these doors open for these bands that you admire?
And that's our soapbox on All Jammed Up today.
Yeah, that's...
We'll end it with just 2 songs of the week. It's been a little bit since we did this because this month was crazy for us. By next episode, next Monday, we're going to have a new genre picked out too. If you have any suggestions, hit us up on Instagram. Because we just didn't do one this month. Knowing we're traveling, it was going to be hard to put the energy that
Yeah.
not requires, but the energy I would like to put into it.
Yeah, agreed.
So my song of the week is, if you've been listening to the podcast a lot, I talk about this band all the time, the Front Bottoms. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. Weird band, not of the jam world, but they're awesome. I love them. And Brian Sella is like the front man of that band. He just released a self-titled album. It's great. Go listen to it. There's a song on it called American Shark that I really like. Another weird song, his nasally voice, but like I love those guys, and I think it's cool he's doing a solo project. I got into them when I was probably 16 years old, and like to see him now, like 15 years later, doing a solo project. Go check it out, American Shark. That's mine.
My song of the week is from Balthus, Sun Colored Eyes. Just a nice, easy to listen to song. We did so much driving over the last 2 weeks. We were just in a car for 2 weeks straight.
Got to listen
it
to a lot of
felt like.
music.
Lots of music. We hit every genre we could, and every time a Balthus song came on, it was like your conversation could keep going, but you were like, this is really nice.
Yeah.
Like, this is just something that makes me feel happy and good inside. Guys, Balthus fucking rocks. That Sir Balthazar is absolutely
Our
just
king.
an incredible person all around. Such a lovely spirit.
Can't wait to meet him again.
Yeah,
See him
seriously,
again.
I'm very excited to see them again. Check out Balthus. They deserve all the listens. But Sun Colored Eyes is my song of the week.
Awesome episode today.
Love
So
it all around.
that being said, the Spotify playlist of Songs of the Week, if you haven't heard of it, we do it every week. We add a couple songs to it. We listened to it in full driving this
We
week
did,
and like
yeah.
never skipped a song. It's
Yeah.
still like, you know, sometimes you get into a song and then a couple months later, like, not into it anymore. We listen like the whole thing, never skipped a song. Check it out, save it, send it to a friend. It's awesome. That's in the description of this episode, wherever you're watching it or listening to it. Also, All Jammed Up Fest is less than 2 months away. We just added another band, almost kind of a headliner status, but I don't want to surprise. I want to keep it a surprise. So go buy your tickets to that. We just talked about how important it is. I got to pay some bands coming up, so if you could buy those tickets now, that would be so appreciated. And yeah, guys, we got a great summer coming here in Nashville. The Hellbender just opened up. They've announced Geese, Daniel Donato, the Liberty House thing's going on. So summer's in full effect here, just about, and we're stoked for it. And just a lot of fun things coming here at All Jammed Up.
And I want to push one little message. I think in our community, it's so easy to get caught up into what you want to do next and what the next thing is. We all got to prioritize ourselves every once in a while. I think we got too caught up in what we wanted to do next this week, and it kind of bit us in the butt. And I think, you know, we all want to be around this community,
Take every opportunity we can.
but the only way to keep ourselves and each other safe is if we're just looking out for one another. And after this weekend, I've received a nice handful of really lovely messages of being like, we have to prioritize ourselves to be able to prioritize our community. And I think that's so important. To any friend that has any kind of chronic illness, any kind of something they're going through, our DMs are open. It's a lonely world to live in at times, and you don't have to be alone. I think a lot of us try to carry our issues to ourselves because we don't want to inconvenience those around us, but it's never an inconvenience. So open your hearts, open your minds, open your lives. Be nice to yourself.
And close your legs.
Close your legs, I guess. But our DMs are there if you are going through a rough time, because everyone has them, and there are times where people don't feel they have people to go to. So we are there. I wanted to make that a little message.
Great episode today, I'd say.
I agree.
We had a lot to talk about. We talked about a lot, and it was great. We'll see you again next week. Have a great week. And remember, wherever you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be.